Hey guys, got something new to show you today. Now not only is this a new company that I've never dealt with before, these are by Nicolight, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, and it's also a completely different kind of product that I've never tested out before. Now what they are is they're 3-inch LED pods, 18 watts apiece, Cree LEDs. Now we've tested those before, that's no big deal, but these have something that none of the other ones do. These actually have color changing LED halos around them. And the remote control activated actually. So let's go ahead and get this box open and see what it looks like. Wow, I already got it cut open for us, but we'll go ahead and unpack it real quick, see what comes in the box. It's your remote control. Hardware. They're durable. We just went ahead and gave it a little shock test. There is one of the pods. There they are. Pretty nice looking little pod. Well, like I said, you definitely notice right away that ring of LEDs around the outside. Those are the color changing halo LEDs. I'm going to go ahead and see how those things work. Also, you notice on the end of these things, you don't just have a pair of strip wires. They've got a fancy little, looks like a waterproof weather pack seal connector on there, so that's pretty cool. Big wiring harness. There is your little control module. Power and ground wire is going to go to your battery. This will go to both headlight pods. And then we got the other pod. Hardware. Looks like stainless steel hardware. And there it is. Now we just got to go ahead and I'll just wire them up real quick and test them out. See how this remote control works. Alright, I got to wire it up to the boost pack real quick. Got a remote. Let's go ahead and check them out, see what they do. Let's go ahead and try the just the regular LEDs first. There we go, on and off. Pretty cool. Has different flash modes for the regular LEDs. Got a strobe mode, that's pretty cool. Slow strobe. Shut those back off. Let's go ahead and try those halos. Now it's got all the different colors you can pick. You got your reds, that's right there on the remote control. In fact, I'll come over here and show that to you. See there on the remote control, all the different colors. I don't know if you can see it with the light blinding, but change it to green, blue, white, purple if you want, yellow, all those fun different colors. And then it's got other different modes that you can put it through, where it'll go ahead and cycle through all the colors on its own. And for every one of the modes there's also a speed button right here on the side, so you can speed that up, slow that down. See what else we got here. Fade. Wait for it to go ahead and fade through the colors. Let's go ahead and speed that up a little bit so you can get a better idea here. Kind of hard to see in the camera, I guess, because those things are actually kind of bright. They're kind of blinding me, actually. We're having a hard time reading the remote control, but those things are surprisingly really bright. Well, that's another thing I forgot to mention also. Let's go ahead and put it back on a solid color, like red. You've also got a dimmer control as well, so if you want to drive around with those things on, you can go ahead and adjust how bright you want them. Let's go ahead and turn those things down a little to the low setting. And that takes a while to get all the way to the lowest. There you go, that's all the way down. See, they're still kind of on. You can see them just fine, especially in the dark. You'd be able to see that real well. Or in the daytime, go ahead and crank her back up again. Now the camera just kind of makes it look like a bright red LED pod, which kind of is unfortunate because you can't really see, you know, the actual square halo that you should be looking at, but it does actually look pretty cool. And like I said, we got the buttons along the bottom here. That's for your main lights. Ow, those hurt my eyeballs. That's your flash mode, strobe. Ow, okay, those hurt my eyes. That's enough of that. But yeah, that's pretty cool. All these different features on your remote. Whoop. Now I just drop tested the remote. Let's make sure it still works. Look at that. Not only can you bang the lights on the table, you can drop the remote and everything still works fine. But anyway, there we go. That's pretty cool. Now we just gotta wait and see what they look like after dark. Well, one thing I forgot to point out real quick, this remote control is an RF remote, which means it uses radio frequency. So it's not like a infrared remote on your TV where you have to point it at something. You know, it uses radio frequency. You can point it any way you want, you know, up, down, whatever, it doesn't matter. Still works. So that's pretty cool. Let's take a closer look at everything real quick. Got your power and ground, go right to your battery. Got your little control module. Strap that up under your hood or, you know, whatever you're mounted to. Put that out of the way. Got quite a bit of wire. You got these nice little connectors I was telling you about. You see you got a nut on there that screws tight. Once they're together, they screw in, lock in real tight so they don't come apart on you. You can see down in there that red O-ring. That's going to keep it nice and dry, keep all the water out so they don't get corroded on you. Pretty cool little setup. You got your pods. Seems like a pretty heavy, pretty solid built little light. Pretty decent looking. You can see those Cree LEDs in there for the main LEDs. You know, those are my favorite LEDs. And then you've got all your color changing halo lights around the outside there. Now this one does have a strange little piece of white wire. I don't know if you can see that. I'm pretty sure that's not supposed to be there. Looks like it just kind of got wedged in there when they put it together. But I'm sure yours probably won't have that. That was just an accident probably. But there we go. Got the other one there. Pretty decent looking lights. Feel pretty solid, like I said. Then you got your RF remote control here. Got the dimmer buttons. Turns the halos up and down as far as brightness. That turns the halos on and pauses them or stops them. These are all your individual solid colors you can choose from. Then you've got different modes here. An auto mode that goes through all the different modes. Different modes you can pick from. And then you've got a speed controller for all the modes. You can control how fast it switches through the modes. And these buttons down here are for your main LEDs, the Cree LEDs. Turns them on. Got the flash. You push that, it goes through the different strobe modes. Off button. But there it is. Looks pretty cool. Alright, just for the fun of it, I want to turn them around the other way, shut the lights off in the shop. Let's go ahead and see how much light those halos put out. Like I said, those things are a lot brighter than you'd think they'd be. You can see all the wall colors change and everything. This little orange Porsche that's in my way, that's why I'm in the middle of the shop today. But you see that thing getting all lit up? That's pretty cool. Solid colors there, green. That puts off quite a bit of light just for those things. And then of course, you know, we got those things. Let's see what the strobe looks like just for fun. Man, those things would blind you. That's pretty cool. But anyway, yeah, those things put out a lot of light. Just the halos themselves is it's impressive how much light they put out. Hopefully you'll be able to see it on the camera. I mean, I can see it, but you know, the garage door and all the walls and everything changing colors. That's pretty cool. That's a lot brighter than I thought they'd be. All right, let's quit messing around. I'll wait for it to get dark out, and we'll see what they look like after dark. Alright, we got these pods all wired up here, sitting on the front of my razor, out here in the back of my field. Let's go ahead and start out with the regular pods, see how they look. And I see just no surprise there, those Cree LEDs put out quite a bit of light, you know, just for two little pods, but you know, we're not surprised by that. You know, those little pods, they do really well. And these Nicolight pods, they are no exception to that rule. They do a really good job. But that's not really what makes these lights so cool. Let's go ahead and check out what makes them really cool. Let's try the flash feature here. Let's see what that does. Here is one mode of flash. That's pretty cool. Kind of a slow flash. Now that right there, that's pretty cool. If you had that thing coming at you, that would just blind you. Now you can't see it on the camera, but that's actually lighting up the tree line in the background, which is about 35-40 yards away. It's actually lighting that up. For some reason the camera isn't picking it up, just like in my other video. I think it's focusing on those white weeds, but that's pretty impressive. And that right there, man, that's about to give me a seizure or something. Those things are bright. See what else we got here. We got a really, really slow strobe. That's kind of neat. Go back to the fast, and there's your really fast strobe again. And like I said, this is all done with the little RF remote control, which is pretty neat. But that's not even really what makes this light pod so cool. Let's go ahead and see what those color changing halos look like after dark. Alright, let's go ahead and see what these color changing halos look like. Now the first mode, when you first turn it on, just automatically starts cycling through all the different colors, which is pretty cool. I wish my camera would focus a little better, because in real life you actually see nice perfect squares of color around those light pods. In the camera, it just makes it look like two, bright blobs of light. So, my camera's really not showing you guys how cool this is, but it's actually pretty cool. Let's go ahead and... Oh, and if you're curious how far away this remote works, I'm at least a good 10 feet or so away from my razor right now, and it's working just fine. So let's see what we got here. There's, like I showed you before, you can pick all your solid colors. Red, green, blue, white. Got your purple, canyon there, yellow, orange. And let's see, we got different modes here. Let's try this jump mode, just kind of cycling through. We got the fade mode. There you go. During the fade, you can actually see the squares around the head, or around the pods rather. When they're on full brightness, they actually kind of blind the camera. That's why it just looks like green boxes, blue boxes, what have you. But as it dims down, you can actually see the halo around the individual lights, which is pretty cool. Speaking of dimming down, like I mentioned before, let's go ahead and put it on a solid color. Put it on red here, and let's go ahead and use the dimmer feature here. I'll go ahead and turn it down, and then maybe we can get it to focus on those halos. It takes a little while because there's quite a few stages here. Maybe I'm pushing the wrong button. It's dark out. I'm trying to do everything in the dark. Let's go ahead and keep dimming it down and see what we got. There we go. Now I got the right button. There you go. Now you can actually see the cool halos around the lights that I was telling you about. Let's go ahead and go through the colors that way. Now that's what it looks like in real life right there. The cool boxes around the pods. It's just when they're on full bright, the camera just can't focus on them. Go ahead and go through some colors there. That's pretty cool. That looks pretty awesome actually. I really like those. But there it is, guys. Like I said, it works pretty cool. You get a ton of light, just with the pods, just like you would with any pods. But unlike the other pods, you actually get all these really cool, color changing features. You get your wireless remote control here. Go through all the different modes and all that good stuff. And it's pretty cool. You check these things out. And just like all my other videos, I'll go ahead and put a link on in the description below. Check it out on Amazon. Thanks for watching, guys. Alright, I want to do one other thing real quick here before we end this video. I mentioned about the distance on this little wireless remote control. So I figured we'd go ahead and test that, see how far away it actually works. I'm actually 15 yards away from the razor right now. And see, there it is, remote off. And back on again. That's pretty cool, 15 yards away. Let's go ahead and back it up another 5, see what happens. Alright, that's about 20 yards away. Look at that. Still works. Off. And back on. That's pretty sweet. I like that. Let's go back another 5 just for the fun of it. Alright, so that'll be about 25 yards away. Let's go ahead and give that a shot. Still works. There's off. Back on again. Let's go ahead and blind our eyes real quick just for the fun of it. Oh yeah, that's pretty bright. Just a little remote. That's pretty sweet. That's cool, guys. You can't go wrong with a set of these. Better go ahead and check them out. I think I'm going to go ahead and put a set of these on my razor and keep them on there. That's actually pretty cool. But anyway, I'll go ahead and wrap it up now. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.